Hi, everyone, and welcome to our today's tete-a-tete with Adrija Banerjee. We're talking today on behalf of PSEC, which is Pradip Sir's English classes. And I have the opportunity of introducing before all of you a very young, vibrant lady who's just done so well in her board exams. So Adrija has been enrolled under PSEC since class 8, and she's been a student under Pradip Sir's mentorship for all her career until this particular achievement that she has. She scored an aggregate of 93% in English in class 10 ISC, and she's from the Holy Child School in Kalna, Bardhawan. So today we're going to have a little bit of chat with Adrija about how was her journey, how did she prepare, what did she do differently that she could secure such wonderful marks that we're all proud of today. So welcome, Adrija, and how are you today?
Hello, ma'am. I'm very good. How are you?
Very well. Thank you so much. So Adrija, tell us a little bit about yourself and what do you aspire to do now that you've secured wonderful marks in an ICSE? What are you looking at doing next?
Uh, Actually, I am Adrija Banerjee from Kalna and I read in Holy Child. So I have recently completed my ICSE and I have secured a total aggregate of 94.2 all and I have secured 93 in English. So what actually Pradeep sir has been really helpful all these years and what I admire about him is that he's very frank and very friendly and very helping towards all his students. So any doubts, anytime, I would just call him up and he would help me with it. So and me, I am really fond of English since lower classes. So and I want to do something in English, like an English honors. I want to
That's
pursue English.
interesting.
So So Pradeep sir has been helping me all these years, and I sometimes write stories, and Pradeep sir
Lovely.
reads it and comments on it. So it's really inspiring, and he encourages my work every time. I also write a blog, a travel blog to be real precise. So he encourages me in that as well.
All
So
right.
overall, sir is very helping.
Awesome.
Yes.
Lovely. And it's so great to know that students now at this young age, you guys already have blogs, you guys are already sort of, doing things out there which is giving you recognition. And we're also happy to be able to be a part of this journey at some point or the other. So I have also been associated with Pradip Sir for over years and years now, and we've been doing a lot of training and communication related activity with most of the students out here. So it gives me a lot of pleasure and a lot of happiness that today in India we're at a situation where, irrespective of where we come from, people still have access to the correct guidance, correct mentorship, and they're able to do well. So Adrija, if I may ask you, was there this pressure of boards and the pressure of performance coming up for you when you were going to sit for your exams?
Of course, I am very anxious all the time. And before the exam, very, like, I was very anxious. So, Sir has been comforting me, asking me to read the books and and stick to the previous year's questions, and which has been very helpful. I was able to complete the exam like very tense free. And since English is the first paper,
Yeah,
so it's really hectic.
absolutely.
Like
Absolutely.
now, and yes, yes. And our boards were divided into two parts, like some two and some one.
Right.
So that has been a problem as well because of the new MCQ pattern which was introduced. So it overall it was hectic.
Right. So, Adrija, as we all know, the world went through an entire digressing pandemic, and be it schools, be it education system, I think we were all shaken. because in a country like India, we were always believing in physical tuitions, physical classes, physical schooling. So, how did things change for you in terms of your, preparation for your board exams or for English more specifically during the pandemic? And how is it that you managed to bridge that gap, and still focus and do well? What did you do differently?
At the starting of the lockdown, everyone was devastated, including me. So after a few months, I just learned to cope up with things and working on these things. And besides, Pradip Sir encouraged me to do some extracurricular activities except the studying part, which also helped in writing. So, like you see, like starting a blog, he encouraged me. So it was really helpful because English, the more you practice, the more better it is. And just because it was a lockdown, there were no schools. So overall, the school pressure was comparatively low. So I read few books, newspapers, and web novels, and which really helped me in English overall.
Lovely.
So
Great.
it's a very, very big contribution from Sir's side.
Absolutely. And I think that is the real role of a guru or of a mentor, that they don't just stick to syllabus, but they sort of push you out of your comfort zone, and that's where you realize that there is an opportunity for growth. All right. So again, Adrija, as somebody who's aspiring to sort of go out and be a professional, etc., how important do you think English as a language? That's my first question. And secondly, in a country like India, still the first language that we sort of learn or we understand is our native tongue. And I think that sort of, brings down the confidence of a lot of our students, because they feel like, ये तो हो नहीं पाएगा, English we will not be able to speak, or we will not be able to learn. So what do you think about that? How did sort of being under the correct mentorship help you get over those concerns of yours? If you can tell us a little bit about that.
So generally, we learn English as our first language in our schools, but that doesn't just drive away the problem of that confidence in English. So just having a mentor who guides you the right way is absolutely very important, because few years back my English wasn't so confident, and so my accent wasn't like this. So it was just gross. So sir, like the first time I met sir, I was really stunned because other teachers who teach traditionally, they're quite different from sir. And the way he kept on encouraging me when I first told that I would be aspiring English for my further study. So that really just built up a fire inside me that, like, it is possible and I can do it. So English is generally about confidence. So when you just get that confidence in you, and when you feel like you can do it, you can do it. That's what it is.
All right. And Adrija, you've also told us that, you have this flair of writing and you've started doing blogs, etc. So what are the sort of blogs that you're writing? And, I believe for every writer or somebody who creates something, there's always an inspiration that you draw from somewhere. So what has your inspiration been in order to, do all these extracurricular fantastic things that you are?
My biggest inspiration is Sir itself. Besides this, I am very fond of O. Henry. His short stories, they inspire me a lot. I love the way he uses those plot twists in his stories. So that would be one of my inspiration. And during the lockdown, I came across many vlogs. So that inspired me as well. And I recently have started a travel blog because of a beautiful place I visited very recently in Darjeeling. So I thought that I could just write about it so that more people could be able to know about this.
All right. So, again, Adruja, coming from a place like, Bardhaman again, wherein, you have access to wonderful mentorship, to an extent that you start visualizing an entire career related to English as a language. What do you think are the three things that students need to do at this age to sort of get over that fear or that hesitance, if not the fear that when we have to talk in our native language, or if we have to talk to somebody in Hindi, we don't really think. But when it comes to speaking English, it is observed that people have to take pauses, or maybe people think in their mother tongue and then translate it into English. So, what are the top three things that you would want to tell people around you so that they can develop your sort of confidence and speak with your sort of flair? What do you think they can do?
The first thing I would recommend is listening to songs. Everyone of us listens to Western songs, Justin Bieber, Selena Gomez, and all sorts of artists. So I would recommend that, like, to get used to their accent and just accept them. Like, it helps a lot. And also about the Hollywood movies, like, more better than you can just listen to the original version with the subtitles rather than opting for dubbed version, Hindi dubbed. And also reading newspapers, books, like, help us a little about our speaking part as well. And also, we just avoid speaking in English. Like, our school, which is we have English as our first language. Many of us avoid speaking in English, and which is very, very wrong. We should converse to make ourselves better.
Absolutely. I think I 100% agree with you, Adrija, because, being a communication trainer myself, I somehow realize you can teach people grammar, you can teach people conversational English. But ultimately, when it comes to sending WhatsApp messages or when it comes to having a conversation, people again go back to their comfort language, right? So, of course, we all understand, and this is for all you young learners out there, that please understand that just the way you learned your mother tongue, it could be any tongue where you sort of listen to the words, spoke incorrectly, and then maybe your parents used to correct you,
Mm.
and then you started trying to read a little. It's the same way you have to learn English. So I think the difference that we sort of have is that when it comes to your mother tongue, you look at it as a language, but when it comes to English, you look at it as a subject. So when you
Yes.
look at it as a subject, it's about pass or fail, and it's
Mm.
about, maybe if you're sitting for an interview, you only want to speak as much as you can to clear that interview, but you do not really want to develop a finesse in that language. So like you can see, we have a live example before us. We have Adrija, who's started her journey, and just being in class 10, it's not easy to go out there, start writing blogs, start writing pieces, but that has happened because she's ventured out of her comfort zone. So this is for all you learners out there, that you have to sort of push yourself a little bit. Of course, we're around to support you if you ever need us for that journey. All right, so Adrija, one last question to you for the day. So you must have gone to a lot of tutors, a lot of teachers, etc., and I'm sure that each one of them have sort of bestowed you with a lot of knowledge that is unfathomable today. But what do you think is that one distinct thing about Pradip Sir which you really haven't found in other tutors out there?
First of all, what I believe is first impression is the biggest impression. So the first time when I met Sir, I was, like, very nervous. Like, he was very different from all the teachers I have been to all these years. So I was a bit of nervous. But the second day, I went to his session. So I found him very friendly to all the students, and what mainly attracted me was his accent, because generally, in our town side, you won't find teachers with a very good accent. They would just teach English as a subject, not as a language. They won't teach you to love the language and just accept it as your own. So that's what I admire about him, and that's what differs, makes him different from other teachers.
All right, Adrija. So thank you so much for taking out time and speaking with us. I think a lot of people who are in the same situation as you are, in the same boat, with patterns change, pandemic coming in, having the difficulty of English. I think speaking with you and sort of putting out this video out there will give them a lot of insight. So thank you so much for taking out time and speaking with me. And on behalf of the entire PSEC team and myself, we wish you all the best for your future endeavors, and we hope you keep coming back to us for everything that you do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.